At the end of his letter, John writes in chapter 5, verse 18, "We know that anyone born of God does not continue to sin." Almost all commentators say here that this doesn't mean that Christians are perfect. Rather, it means that Christians don't continue in a lifestyle of sin, saying that there are no laws. We are under grace, not law, so it doesn't matter what we do. That idea of lawlessness is part of what John is fighting against. He acknowledges in chapter 1 that Christians do sometimes sin. But his point here is that they don't insist on their right to do whatever they want. Then he adds, "The one who was born of God," that's Jesus, "keeps them safe, and the evil one cannot harm them." Although we do fight against spiritual enemies, and the evil one can tempt us, the evil one cannot force us to follow him. We need to resist temptation. We need to use the spiritual armor Christ gives us. But we don't need to live in fear of the devil. Jesus will keep us safe. As Jesus says in the Gospel of John, "No one can snatch them out of my hand." Jesus will keep us safe. Verse 19 says, "We know that we are children of God, and that the whole world is under the control of the evil one. But we are not. The evil one cannot control us." Verse 20, we know also that the Son of God has come and has given us understanding, so that we might know him who is true. And we are in him who is true. That's God. By being in his Son, Jesus Christ. He is the true God and eternal life. Jesus is truly God, and he is eternal life. That's the only place for eternal life. And then John concludes his letter with a brief admonition. "Dear children, keep yourself from idols." What are these idols? John hasn't shown any concern in his letter about statues made out of stone or metal. He seems to be saying that we shouldn't let anything be more important to us than God is. In the case of his readers, they shouldn't let those false teachings pull them away from who God really is. God is love, and he wants his children to love one another, not live like the devil. Anything that is contrary to God's way of life is just as wrong as bowing down to a marble statue. Keep yourself from wrong ways of thinking, he seems to be saying. Center your life on God.